to need a ruler, some embroidery thread, a water erasable pen or some tailor's chalk, a pair of scissors, and your fabric of choice. A light to medium weight woven fabric such as cotton and linen is best for smocking, and in this video I'm using some quilter's cotton. First things first, we need to pleat the fabric. Smocking is essentially hand stitching tightly gathered pleats together to form a decorative pattern or design, and in this video I'm going to show you how to gather your fabric by hand, which, just a warning, is quite a time-consuming process. You can purchase pleating machines that can do this part for you, but they are a little bit pricey and I haven't invested in one personally yet, but if you're planning on doing a lot of smocking, then I totally recommend you look into getting one of those. To gather up the fabric, we need to start by drawing a series of dots onto the fabric in a grid like this. You can space out the dots however much you like, but for this example, I'm spacing out my dots by 1/2 inch. The bigger the space you have between the dots, the more fabric you're going to need. I have a link to a very helpful website in the description below this video that goes into how to calculate the amount of fabric you'll need for your own smocking project. Once I know the amount of fabric I need, I simply use my ruler and water erasable pen to mark out the dot grids directly onto my fabric. Next, take some ordinary sewing machine cotton and hand sew a separate line of thread into each horizontal row of dots, making sure to securely knot the end of the thread. Do this by stitching into one dot and then out the next. Keep repeating this process for each row of dots until your fabric has multiple lines of stitching in it like this. One end should be knotted securely and the other end left unknotted like this. Next, gently pull on the loose ends of the threads to gather up the fabric into evenly spaced out pleats. Be very careful when doing this, as you do not want to accidentally snap one of the threads. I find it best to just hold the threads in one hand and use your other hand to move the fabric along the thread. Once the thread has been pulled all the way through, you should have a bunch of even and tightly gathered pleats that are now ready to start smocking. First, let me show you how to make a very simple cable stitch. For all of the stitches I'll be showing in this video, you can choose to use a thread that matches your fabric if you don't want the stitching to be noticeable, or you could use a coloured thread like I am if you'd like the stitching to be a decorative feature. For the cable stitch, I like to use all 6 strands of the embroidery thread. Simply thread your needle with the thread and tie a knot at one end. The cable stitch is one of the easiest smocking stitches, but it looks super effective and is a really great place to start. Start by opening up the first pleat of fabric and stitch up into what is essentially the valley of that pleat, making sure to keep your stitch directly in line with the gathering stitches below. Then stitch into the left pleat approximately 1/8 of an inch or a couple of millimeters from the top of the pleat, again keeping the stitching in line with the gathering stitches. We're going to be using the gathering stitches underneath as a guide to keep our smocking stitches nice and straight. Next, stitch into the following pleat, stitching from right to left and again approximately 1/8 of an inch from the top of the pleat, and make sure the thread is being stitched from above the needle. Then repeat this for the following pleat, but this time make sure the thread is being stitched from below the needle. Then simply keep repeating this process, alternating the thread from being above and below the needle to create a row of stitches with a kind of interlocking pattern. cable stitch to create a wave stitch. The wave stitch is basically just a cable stitch that runs diagonally along the pleats to create a zigzag line. Once again, to start, stitch up into the valley of the first pleat and then stitch into the pleat on the left hand side. For the wave stitch, it's easiest if you imagine the space between each gathering stitch is broken up into quarters. So imagine there's a starting line, a quarter line, a halfway line, and a 3/4 line. For now, we're just going to focus on the starting, quarter, and halfway lines. With your thread coming from above your needle, stitch into the following pleat, again stitching from right to left along the starting line. Then again, with your thread coming from above, stitch into the following pleat, this time stitching it at the quarter line. Then once again, with your thread above, stitch into the next pleat at the halfway line. Now with your thread below the needle, stitch into the next pleat again at the halfway line as well. Then with the thread below the needle again, stitch into the next pleat at the quarter line, and then still with the thread below, stitch the next pleat at the starting line. Finish the first wave by stitching the next pleat at the starting line as well, but this time with the thread coming from above the needle. Then simply repeat this for the next wave, always having your thread above the needle when you're stitching downwards, and having the thread below the needle when you're stitching upwards. This may seem a little bit complicated at first, but as you stitch along the row, you will be a pro at this in no time. It's super easy once it kind of makes sense. Just make sure you always have your thread above the needle when you are stitching downwards, and have the thread below the needle when you're stitching upwards. Just like before, when you get to the end of the row, stitch into the valley of the final pleat and then tie the thread into a double knot at the back of your work. You can leave your wave stitch just like this, or you can create an opposite wave stitch to make a diamond shape. And to do that, simply repeat the exact same process, but this time work from the finish line to the 3/4 line and halfway line. Again, making sure your thread is above the needle when you're stitching downwards and below the needle when you're stitching upwards. And lastly, let me show you how to smock a honeycomb stitch, which is my personal favourite. For the honeycomb stitch, I find it's best to use just 2 strands of the embroidery thread. To make the honeycomb stitch, we're going to be stitching the folds of pleats together in a pattern to create a diamond or honeycomb design. Tie the end of your thread into a knot and start by stitching into the first pleat just below the top of the pleat. Stitch from right to left so that the knot will be hidden on the inside of the pleat, and again use the gathering stitches as a guide to keep the smocking stitches nice and straight. Then stitch this pleat and the following pleat together, again stitching from right to left at least 3 times. Then stitch in through behind the stitches to secure the thread into a knot, and then stitch in between the smocking stitches to hide the knot and snip away the excess thread. Stitch the remaining pleats together into pairs, again lining up your stitching with the gathering stitches underneath. Once your row of stitching is complete, start on the next row, this time alternating the pleat pairs to create a diamond shape.